Hello students, today's first topic is PV diagram for a cyclic process. In PV diagram, the cyclic process is represented by a closed curve. Let the gas undergo a cyclic process in which it returns to the initial stage after an expansion and compression, which will show the diagram. This diagram shows PV diagram of a cyclic process. Now we'll see about it. Let W1 be the work done by the gas during expansion from volume 1 to volume 2. It is equal to area under the graph CBA, and this is also another diagram cyclic process work for path CBA, and this is another work PV diagram for work for path ADC. Let W2 be the work done on the gas during the compression from volume B2 to volume 1. It is equal to the area under the graph ADC. The total work done in the cyclic process is equal to W1 minus W2. That means work 1 minus work 2 is equal to green shaded area inside the loop. So this green shaded area inside the loop gives total work done in the cyclic process. Thus, the net work done during the cyclic process shown above is not zero. In general, the net work done can be positive or negative. If net work done is positive, then work done by the system is greater than the work done on the system. If the net work done is negative, then the work done by the system is less than the work done on the system. In the case B, the closed curve is clockwise, so that net work done is positive, implying that the work done on the system is less than the work done by the system. Area under the curve BC will give work done on the gas, that is isobaric compression. Area under the curve AB will give total work done by the system. Area under the curve AB is equal to rectangle area plus triangle area is equal to 1 into 2 plus half into 1 into 2 gives plus 3 joule. Area under the curve BC is equal to rectangle area is equal to 1 into 2 is equal to minus 2 joule. The net work in the cyclic process 1 joule, which is positive. In the case C, the closed curve is anticlockwise, so the net work done is negative, implying that the work done on the system is greater than the work done by the system. The area under the curve AB will give the work done on the gas, isobaric compression, and the area under the curve CA gives work done by the system, will give the total work done by the system. The area under the curve AB is equal to the rectangle area, which is given 1 into 4, 1 is equal to minus 4 joule. The area under the curve CA, the rectangle area plus triangle area. So the total work done in the cyclic process is equal to minus 1 joule. It is negative. Limitations of first law of thermodynamics. The first law of thermodynamics explains well the interconvertibility of heat and work, but it does not indicate the direction of the change. For example, when a hot object is in contact with a cold object, heat always flows from the hot object to cold object, but not in the reverse direction. According to first law, it is possible for energy to flow from hot object to cold object or from cold object to hot object. But in nature, the direction of heat flows is always from higher temperature to lower temperature. When brakes are applied, a car stops due to friction, and the work done against friction is converted into heat. But this heat is not reconverted to the kinetic energy of the car. So the first law is not sufficient to explain many natural phenomena. Reversible process. A thermodynamic process can be considered reversible only if it is possible to retrace the path in the opposite direction in such a way that the system and the surroundings through the same status in the initial gamma direct process. Example: a quasi-static the isothermal expansion of gas, slow compression and expansion of a spring, condition for reversible process. The process should proceed at an extremely slow rate. The system should remain in the mechanical, thermal and chemical equilibrium state at all the times with the surroundings during the process. No dissipative forces such as friction, viscosity, electrical resistance should be present. Irreversible process. All the natural processes are irreversible. Irreversible process cannot be plotted in the PV diagram because these processes cannot have unique values of pressure, temperature at every stage of the process. The first law of thermodynamics is the statement about conservation of energy in a thermodynamic process. For example, if a hot object is placed on the colder object, heat flows from hotter to colder object. Why does heat not flow from the colder object to the hotter object? Even if energy flows from colder object to the hotter object, the first law of thermodynamics is not violated. For example, if 5 joules of heat flows from hotter to colder or from colder to hotter objects, the total internal energy of this combined system remains the same. But 5 joules of heat never flows from colder object to the hotter object. In nature, all such processes occur only in one direction but not in the reverse direction, even if the energy is conserved in both processes. Thus, the first law of thermodynamics has no explanation for this irreversibility. When the scientists of 18th century tried to explain this irreversibility, they discovered a new law of nature. This is called the second law of thermodynamics. According to the second law of thermodynamics, heat always flows from hotter object to the colder object spontaneously. This is known as Clausius form of second law of thermodynamics. Heat engine. In the modern technological world, the role of the automobile engine plays a vital role in for transportation. In motor bikes and cars, there are engines which take in petrol or diesel as input and do not do work by the rotating wheels. Most of these automobile engines have efficiency not greater than the 40%. The second law of thermodynamics puts a fundamental restriction on efficiency of engines. Therefore, understanding heat engine is very important. Reservoir. It is defined as a thermodynamic system which has very large heat capacity. By taking in heat from reservoir or giving heat to reservoir, the reservoir's temperature does not change. Example: boring a tumbler of hot water into lake will not increase the temperature of the lake. Here, lake can be treated as a reservoir. When a hot cup of coffee attains equilibrium with the open atmosphere, the temperature of the atmosphere will not appreciably change. The atmosphere can be taken as a reservoir. We can define heat engine as follows. Heat engine is a device which takes heat as input and converts this heat into work by undergoing a cyclic process. A heat engine has three parts: hot reservoir, working substance, cold reservoir. A schematic diagram for heat engine is given below. So, this is the heat engine schematic diagram, heat engine, which has three parts: hot reservoir, heat engine, and cold reservoir. Hot reservoir or source. It supplies heat to the engine. It's always maintained at a high temperature TH. 2. Working substance. It is a substance like gas or water which converts the heat supplied into work. A simple example of a heat engine is a steam engine. In olden days, steam engines were used to drive trains. The working substance in this is water, which absorbs heat from the burning of coal. The heat converts water into steam. This steam does work by rotating the wheels of the train, thus making the train move. So, cold reservoir or sink. The heat engine ejects some amount of heat into cold reservoir after it doing work. It's always maintained at a low temperature TL. For example, in the automobile engine, the cold reservoir is the surroundings at room temperature. The automobile ejects heat to these surroundings through a silencer. The heat engine works in a cyclic process. After a cyclic process, it returns to the same state. Since the heat engine returns to the same state after it ejects heat, the change in internal energy of the heat engine is zero. The efficiency of the heat engine is defined as the ratio of work done. That means output to the heat absorbed input in one cyclic process. Let the working substance absorbs heat QH units from the source and reject QL units to the sink after doing work W units as shown in the diagram. This is the diagram of working of heat engine. The heat flows from hot reservoir to cold reservoir at the temperature TL. We can write input heat is equal to work done plus ejected heat. QH is equal to W plus QL, or W is equal to QH minus QL. Then efficiency of heat engine eta is equal to output to input is equal to W by QH is equal to QH minus QL by QH. The eta is equal to output to the input W by QH is equal to 1 minus QL by QH. Note here that QH, QL and W are all taken as positive. A sign convention followed in this expression. Since QL is less than QH, the efficiency is less than 1. This implies that heat absorbed is not completely converted into work. The second law of thermodynamics placed fundamental restrictions on converting heat completely into work. We can state the heat engine statement of second law of thermodynamics. This is also called Kelvin-Planck's statement. Kelvin-Planck statement. It is impossible to construct a heat engine that operates in a cycle whose sole effect is to convert the heat completely into work. This implies that no heat engine in the universe can have 100% efficiency. So, Carnot's ideal heat engine. In the previous section, we have seen that the heat engine cannot have 100% efficiency. What is the maximum possible efficiency can heat engine have? In the year 1824, a young French engineer, Sadi Carnot, proved that a certain reversible engine operated in a cycle between hot and cold reservoir can have maximum efficiency. This engine is called Carnot engine. A reversible heat engine operating in a cycle between two temperatures in a particular way is called a Carnot engine. The Carnot engine has four parts: which are given below. 1. Source. It is the source of heat maintained at constant high temperature Th. Any amount of heat can be extracted from it without changing its temperature. 2. Sink. It is a cold body maintained at a constant low temperature TL. It can absorb any amount of heat. Third one, insulating stand. It is made up of perfectly non-conducting material. Heat is not conducted through this stand. Fourth one, working substance. It is an ideal gas enclosed in a cylinder with perfectly non-conducting walls and perfectly conducting bottom. A non-conducting and frictionless piston is fitted in it. This diagram shows Carnot engine parts. Carnot cycle. The working substance is subjected to 4 successive reversible processes, forming what is called Carnot cycle. Let the initial pressure volume of the working substance be P1, V1. Step A to B, quasi-static isothermal expansion from P1, V1, TH to P2, V2 and TH. The cylinder is placed on the source. The heat QH flows from source to the working substance through the bottom of the cylinder. Since the process is isothermal, the internal energy of the working substance will not change. The input heat increases the volume of the gas. The piston is allowed to move out very slowly, quasi-statically. It is shown in the diagram. W1 is the work done by the gas in expanding from volume 1 to volume 2 with a decrease of pressure from P1 to P2. This is represented by the PV diagram along the path AB. Then the work done by the gas working substance is given by QH is equal to WA goes to B is equal to integration of V1 to V2 PdV. Since the process occurs quasi-statically, the gas is in the equilibrium with the source till it reaches the final state. The work done in the isothermal expansion is given by the equation A to B mu or TH logarithmic V2 by V1 is equal to area under the curve AB. This shows Carnot engine cycle A and B and C and D. So the step B to C, quasi-static adiabatic expansion from P2 V2 TH to P2 V3 T1. The cylinder is placed on the insulating stand and the piston is allowed to move out. As the gas expands adiabatically from volume V2 to V3, the pressure falls from P2 to P3. The temperature falls to TL. The adiabatic expansion is represented by curve BC in the PV diagram. This adiabatic process also occurs quasi-statically and implying that this process is reversible and the ideal gas in the equilibrium throughout the process. So the work done by the gas in the adiabatic expansion is given by W B to C integration of V to V3 PdV is equal to mu r by gamma minus 1 TH minus TL under the curve BC. So step C to D, quasi-static isothermal compression from P3 V3 TL to P4 V4 TL. So cylinder is placed on the sink and the gas is isothermally compressed until the pressure and volume become P4 and V4 respectively. This is represented by the curve CD in the PV diagram. So let W C to D be the work done on the gas according to first law of thermodynamics. QL is equal to W C to D integration of V3 to V4 PdV is equal to mu r TL logarithmic V4 by V3 is equal to minus of mu r TL logarithmic V3 by V4 is equal to minus area under the curve CD. Here V3 is greater than the V4, so the work done is negative, implying work done on the gas. Step D24, quasi-static adiabatic compression from P4 V4 TL to P1 V1 TH. The cylinder is placed on the insulating stand. Again, the gas is compressed adiabatically till attains the initial pressure P1, volume V1, and temperature TH. This is shown by the curve dA in the PV diagram. So W D2A integration V4 by V1 PdV is equal to minus mu r by gamma minus 1 TH minus TL is equal to minus area under the curve dA. In the adiabatic compression also work is done on the gas, so it is negative. Let W be the net work done by the working substance in one cycle. So W A to B plus B to C, W plus C to D plus D to DA. So finally we get W A to B plus W C to D. The net work done by the Carnot engine in the cycle W is equal modulus of A to B minus modulus of C to D. The derivative 8.60 shows that net done by the working substance in the cycle is equal to the area enclosed by ABCD of the PV diagram curve. So this is the net work done by the PV diagram of Carnot engine.